Rick from All Star Motors, and today we'll be going over general maintenance and prepping your car for winter, or winter-proofing your car. So after we change lanes, and yes, I have my sidekick / co-star back there. Say hi. Hi. Alright. So, first thing I want to mention is going to be general maintenance, and then we're going to move on to winter prepping, just because I feel they go hand in hand. If you have anything wrong with your car, it's going to be magnified by the cold and just the general winter. Now also, note to take, if you live in a warmer climate, you don't have these issues of snow, ice, and below 30-degree weather, then you're lucky, and this video doesn't really pertain to you after general maintenance. So general maintenance is going to be on my 2016 BMW 228i with xDrive. That's the N26 engine, similar to the N20 engine, so just so you know. I'm going to put up a list right here of different guidelines that they recommend. So first up is going to be oil change, and this falls under both categories of general maintenance and winter, just because certain cars, I have to check to see if my car does actually, prefer different types of oil in the winter and in the colder months than in the summer and warmer months. So look into that. Me, myself, I just changed my oil about 3,000 miles ago, so I still have another 3,000 to go. Alright, and also, without saying, I'm pretty sure you're going to change your oil filter with that, but just make sure you do that. It's kind of common sense. It's listed here for some reason, because I guess some people change their oil without changing their filter, but whatever. Next up is going to be your coolant. They recommend changing that every 10,000 miles or so. And especially with the colder weather, I do recommend changing that, because in the winter, it keeps your car warm, so it keeps the fluids moving, keeps things from getting too cold, and in the summer it keeps your car cool. So again, it's something you want to change every so often and keep an eye on. Next up is going to be your fuel filter. They recommend changing your fuel filter every 20 to 40,000 miles. It's time for me to change mine. I went and contacted the dealership, like, hey, how do I change this, and they said, oh, don't worry about it, it's connected to the fuel filter, your fuel filter is connected to the fuel pump. We don't change those individually, we change it all at once. I'm like, well, do I need to change that then? No, you're still working, right? I'm like, yeah, no issues. Then yeah, keep it going. So I was like, okay. I just realized I was supposed to turn over there. But anyways, I said to keep it going. We do recommend using some synthetic fuel cleaner, and then you can go from there. So I was like, oh, okay. And so that's what I did. I bought this right here for like 24 bucks or so. Dumped the whole thing in. It wasn't too bad for cost-wise, but after the fact, I realized that it's actually a Chevron product. You can probably save yourself a few bucks by looking up the Chevron version of this and going with that. So that's that. Next up would be your brake fluid and brake pads. I do recommend changing that every so often when needed. I'd say when you change your brake pads, you want to change your brake fluid as well, and check on your rotors, see if those needed. I did everything in July except for the rotors, so I'm good for the most part. I did check my rotors as well, and they're good to go. So probably next spring I'll probably change those out. But yeah, that's that. Alright, and then lastly for general maintenance is going to be your spark plugs. And this kind of bleeds now into cold weather / winter prepping as well. Spark plugs you want to change every 6,000 miles, so I'm going to be doing that. So yeah, also side note, if you're interested in a video on any of these things that I was just talking about changing, let me know. I'll make a small quick run and gun video for that. But yeah, now into winter prepping. First thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to check your battery. And many people, oh, I just replaced my battery in my car last summer. But when's the last time you replaced the battery in your key fob? That's something you're going to want to check in on and replace, just because when the weather gets colder, your key fob can die faster because your battery's older. Batteries don't like cold weather, simple as that. So I do recommend doing that. And yes, you're like, oh, I have the key in here. Well, if your battery dies enough or is low enough, it may not recognize or read the sensor in your steering column. My wife had that issue actually happen to her, and her battery in her key fob died, could not start her car. Luckily, she had another battery on hand, swapped it over, and she was good to go. But yeah, so just be aware and be ready, change that out. So the next thing you're going to want to do is check your battery, not in your key fob, because you just changed that, you're good to go, but the battery in your car. Mine's been in the car for about 3.5 years or so, so I'm looking to probably swap that out soon. Also check with your dealership, see if it's under warranty still. My wife did that, and we got her swapped out after, I think, 3 years. They said, oh, it's still under warranty. We only had to pay like 25 bucks for the battery, and then 25 bucks to put it in. That beats the cost of a brand new battery. You want to check your battery CCA. just to make sure, and that's cold crank ampage, to make sure that it's still in that range. It may not be in that range, since that range is set when your battery's new, and if your battery's older like mine, it may fall out of that range. So be aware of that. From there, we're going to go to your tires. Now, I run two different setups. I run a summer set on my wheels that I got this summer. I was going to say purchased, but they were a gift, so that's a whole nother thing. But anyways, so you want to check, remove your summer tires and put on your winter tires if you have them. That'll be ideal. But if you don't, you're going to want to put on some off-seasons like I do. I currently run some Goodyear summer tires, and I run some Michelin Sport off-season tires. So I'm just switching over to those. Went to Discount Tire and had them do that for me. So that kind of helped out. And why did I go to Discount Tire and not do it myself? Because they do it for free. They balance the tires and put them all on. Why not? So that's that. After you check your tires, you're also going to want to check your brake pads and rotors. Kind of back to the general maintenance, but now it's winter. You're going to want to check to make sure those still have good bite and life in them if you haven't changed them this past summer like I did. So after you check those, you're going to want to move on to your windshield wipers. I do recommend replacing those every year or so. I had mine replaced last October when my windshield cracked, so that was fun. So I am looking to get new ones of those as well, just because once it starts raining heavy or snow heavy, or we have heavy snow, it's not going to work as well. It can even drag and put scratch in your windshield, which no one wants that. After that, you're going to want to check your fluids. I already mentioned your antifreeze and your coolant system, but next, and I also mentioned your oil, but I want to mention now your windshield fluid. Now, as many people, I put windshield fluid in the summer, I'm good. You probably put like bug and tar remover. That's no good during the winter, and if it gets below 0, it can freeze your lines and crack your lines, and that's no fun. It's more money. No one likes that. We're right back after this quick donut break. And then one bonus fact is, like me, I don't have any spare tires in my car. Most BMWs don't anymore. I do recommend carrying a Fix-A-Flat kit if you can. It can help out if you get a small puncture in your tire and you just need to get to the shop to get it replaced. But that's kind of it. Again, this is just kind of run and gun what you need to do for winterproofing your car. My name's Rick, and we're going to get donuts, yes. My name is Rick from All-Star Motor. Like, subscribe, and leave any comments if you have any input on what I said. Peace.